I'm joined by Mike Centrella, SecurityScorecard's head of public policy and a former assistant director of the Secret Service. Thank you for joining us today, Mike.
Thank you, Shannon. Glad to be here.
So today we're unpacking big news, big development from Washington, D.C. There's movement on Capitol Hill to end the government shutdown, and it's now over, which means Congress is going to temporarily revive CISA 2015, which you've been tracking very closely. You've been advocating for the reauthorization of CISA 2015 and also modernizing it beyond what we've had for the last decade. Let's start with the basics. What did Congress do with CISA 2015 in the last several weeks in September and October? And why does it matter for threat intelligence sharing?
Sure, going back a little bit, CISA 2015, which expired on October 1st, the same day the shutdown began, provides legal protections for companies sharing real-time cybersecurity information through the Department of Homeland Security. With the lapse, we were left with significant gaps in public-private intelligence sharing, raising concerns for critical infrastructure sectors like our energy grids, our transportation networks, and our water systems. And to quote National Cyber Director Sean Cancross, recently he stated, it's a foundational law. It's important to national security and vital to our threat assessment and responses.
Absolutely. And you've recently published an op-ed labeling this expiration a dangerous void in U.S. cyber collaboration. What have you seen in the past several weeks without CISA 2015 in place? How has it changed behavior in the real world for threat intelligence sharing in different sectors and for sharing indicators of compromise?
Yeah, we've saw a real impact, and there's a lot of statistics and reports out there. The volume of indicators of compromise shared through formal channels has declined more than 70%, as reports have shown. Healthcare networks have a 12% increase in detected ransomware activity since early October. Energy and utilities have reported longer response times in faced nation-state threats, while financial entities have seen reduced visibility across border fraud campaigns and business email compromise patterns. Like it or not, decisions have consequences, and the consequences of allowing this vital law to lapse 40 plus days has weakened national security.
So where do we go from here? What is your reaction to the news that this is now reauthorized through the end of January 2026? Why is this so important for companies now working to manage cybersecurity risks? And why is it so important for the federal government also managing those risks?
Yeah, this is absolutely the right move and good news. Including CISA 2015 and the CR restores a vital foundation for national cyber defenses. Companies now rely on clear liability protections and trusted channels to share threat intelligence with the government. Without it, we've already seen noticeable, as I mentioned before, we've already seen noticeable slowdowns in cross-sector information sharing. And it makes every organization, from critical infrastructure to small businesses, less secure. Reinstating it also strengthens the public-private partnership model that's the underpin of our national cybersecurity strategy, ensuring that government and industry can move in lockstep against fast-moving threats.
Now, I want to touch on a little bit of the change that we have before us now. We didn't have this reauthorized in late September, early October. Now we have it reauthorized, but it isn't authorized for the long term, right? We know that this will, at least at this point, expire again at the end of January of next year. If I'm a CISO at a hospital or at a major hospital network or a utility or name your company, hearing that CISA 2015 is back, but only through the end of January, what should my takeaway be today? Is this a sigh of relief moment? And where do we go from here? How can we plan for the long term?
Yeah, I think we all wish the long-term plan would be put in place immediately, so we know where we're heading. It is a welcome development that the CISA is being reestablished right away, but it shouldn't be seen as a long-term fix. And to your point, if I'm a CISO, my takeaway right now is use the restored authorities immediately, but plan as if they're going to disappear again in January. Continue leaning into every mechanism available. Keep sharing. Keep participating in ISACs, and keep feeding and consuming indicators. We need CISA 2015 for more than the next several weeks. Timely, trusted threat intelligence sharing is foundational to both national security and private sector resilience. Threat actors aren't willing to wait for Congress, and neither should we. Here at Security Scorecard, we're focused on making that shared intelligence actionable, turning signals into continuous, outside-in visibility across your attack surface and supply chain. This is the moment to deepen collaboration, reinforce public-private partnerships, and make sure your board and elected leaders understand that sustained information sharing isn't optional. It's essential to national and business security.
And to your point, it's essential to national security across the board. Now, in your op-ed recently published at Cyberscoop, you argued that we shouldn't just reinstate CISA 2015, but that we should go further and that we should modernize it. What else is on your wish list, and what kind of a proposal would you like to see moving forward?
Yeah, the reauthorization shouldn't just restore old frameworks. It should modernize it. We are different in our maturity in cybersecurity in 2025 than we were in 2015. We're going to be different in 2035 than we are now in 2025. But 2025, the need right now is real-time, automated threat data exchanges across all sectors, updated liability protections and privacy standards to encourage responsible sharing, and AI-driven analytics to identify and contextualize threats faster. And finally, I think to really bring cybersecurity to a whole and that whole of nation, we need stronger international cooperation to protect the global digital ecosystem.
Right. And to your point about AI, as we see hackers using AI in various toolkits, both to develop and launch malware and other operations, that will be key. And I know we'll be tracking that here at SecurityScorecard. And we'll be tracking what Congress does next on CISA 2015 and how that's shaping cyber risk for critical infrastructure, private sector, various enterprises, and the broader digital economy. For more analysis for our listeners on federal cyber policy and what it means for your organization and for cyber risk across the board, you can head to securityscorecard.com for more analysis from us. Thank you so much, Mike, for sharing your insights with us today.
Thank you, Shannon. Good to see you.